Soul sighed, his fingers lingering at my ear. I wonder... Before I could get my thoughts under control and say something more than his name, Soul pulled his hand away and walked towards the window. To tell the truth, it doesn't matter. I doubt she would have loved me back. Oh, I don't like you talking about this third person she. How about you talk about little you and me? Tilted my head and my brow instinctively furrowed. Ignoring my flustered heartbeat, I tried again to figure out who Soul meant. The hell? Lily wasn't shy about her feelings, but then Soul was dense about that sort of thing. Still, the last part bothered me. No matter who he meant, I didn't understand why he was giving up without even trying. Soul didn't seem like himself. What makes you say that, Soul? I stepped closer. Sighing, Soul rested against the windowsill. I am not the perfect prince you and Lady Lily keep calling me. I act this way because it's my role. I'm sure that wouldn't change how Lily feels about you. Clapped my hands over my mouth, eyes open wide. That was the one thing I was not supposed to say. Before I could try and recover, Soul looked over at me. His smile was soft, but so sad. Something in his expression told me the truth. You knew. You dog. Why did you pretend that you don't? I cannot accept or reject her feelings for me. I cannot bear to hurt my friend. Friend zoned. We got it. We're in. We're in. We got it. Yeah. Eat it, Lily. Ha! Didn't know what to say, except for this touchdown dance I'm doing. I knew Lily wouldn't stop being Soul's friend, but it wasn't right to speak for her in this situation. Lady Lily's a good friend. She deserves someone better than this guy. Soul, you monster. I wanted to say something reassuring to Soul. I'm real confused now. He said he didn't feel the same towards Lily. But if not Lily, was it some girl he knew in the past? Before the curse? Or is it the cat lady? Maybe he likes it rough. I wondered if that was why Soul seemed so unhappy. He lost the girl he loved and he thinks she won't accept him after all these years. When I looked up, I saw his gaze drifting out the window. I am but a puppet with the strings still attached to its master. No matter what I enjoy or love in life, I have to live up to my father's expectations. I hesitated, surprised to hear Soul's admission. I'd been here at the mansion for quite some time now, but this is the first time Soul lowered his guard with me. I wonder if I'll still be accepted if I bring down the perfect facade I've been keeping up for so long. Soul, maybe this is out of my place. Maybe this is uncouth. But, your father's dead. Dead as a doornail. Why don't you just do whatever you want with your life? Soul twisted to look at me, surprised lifting the melancholy away from his face for a moment. His shoulders then slumped as he shook his head. The memories haunt me every night. I always see him watching my every move, and his disappointed look whenever I mess up. It's paralyzing. Oh, sharp pain dug in my chest. Seeing Soul like this, so hurt and vulnerable and sad, was painful. And yet I still feel like I'm winning this game. I'm the best at dating, yes. My heart was still not beating properly, and this feeling wasn't good at all. Aura, it's time to cash in. Bring that hug back around, and give the boy some comfort. So, you see, Lady Aura. Soul turned his body towards me, still leaning against the window. I felt him looking at me, though I'm not really sure he saw me anymore, even if I were in love with someone. I have always had a list of potential wives, thanks to my father. It's just my fate. The thought of Soul being with someone he didn't have feelings for left me uncomfortable and bothered. God, I already killed Lily. Now I gotta kill imaginary people. What a life. What a hard job. It was hard enough when they were teddy bears. Now I gotta date them as real people and he's a prince. My shopping list is getting longer and longer. What bothered me more was the thought of Soul being with another girl. Your life, Soul. Do whatever you want, man. Like, do what you need to do. Blurted the statement out before Soul could say anything else. When he looked over at me, his brow furrowed into a confused tangle. Those beautiful green eyes stared at me like I'd lost my mind. Well, I just... Lady Aura, what you are proposing is not so simple. If it were, I'd have done so already. I'll always be tied to my father's strings. Biting my lip and shifting to one side, I spoke the first thing I thought of. Soul? cut the strings. Oh, I'm cutting the strings. Huh. If you can't, I'll cut them. Bam! I want you to be happy, Soul. After speaking, I bowed my head, embarrassed that I'd made such a bold proposal. When only silence greeted me, I looked up towards Soul, as nervous as I was curious. He didn't seem happier after I said, more like lost. Do you realize what you're saying, Lady Aura? I realize what I'm saying. I hope he does too. That's kind of how these Sims work. My landlady used to say that I often acted impulsively without thinking things through. You're always acting impulsively, and you don't think things through. However, this was not something I had to think about. Only wanted to bring a smile to Soul's face. Yes, I do. Remembering what Soul asked before, I tried another tactic. In response to your earlier question, yes, you will be accepted. A flicker of hope passed over Soul's face, but it was fleeting. How can you be so sure? They're your family, Soul. Come on, man. He seemed unsure of my words, still hesitating by the window. When I looked closer, I saw that he was biting his lip, which suggested Soul did want to believe what I said. I searched my memories and a perfect example came to mind. Flashback! Do you remember what Dion said a couple weeks ago? And how we've been here now a couple weeks, and that's kind of a problem? About how he misses you being yourself. Shouldn't that tell you? I lost strength in my voice, thoughts breaking down. Instead of a hopeful smile, Soul's expression became cold. Colder than I thought he could ever appear. Oh, crap. Soul? With all due respect, Lady Aura, my older brother's the reason I'm trapped in this role. Are you mad at him? Right. Dion should have been the heir. I wonder why. Before I could collect and speak my thoughts, Soul turned away. I'm sorry, Lady Aura. I'd like to be alone. But Soul! I stopped when he turned away from me, my shoulders dropping with rejection, drooping even. This topic was obviously hurting him, but I couldn't think of anything comforting to say. Okay, Soul, I understand. Good luck with your work today. I hurried out the room, my chest tight with pain. Oh, I was doing so well. I feel like I was just doing so well. I don't know if that last question put me in a good position. I got cocky. Maybe I got cocky, maybe I got caught. Got a little excited when he friend-zoned Lily. Maybe I should have taken a step back there, but here we are. As Aura dashed down the hall, another figure made his way closer from the opposite direction. Is it Dion? Ugh. Dion and his stupid cat's cradle necklace. What's wrong with him? Also, cyan and white. This is good with the gold trim. Awkward asymmetrical leather belt on the side. Down the leg. Red and gray with the gold accents with the buttons down. And this little undershirt hanging out. Good designs! Good designs, especially for two characters that both have to suffer being blonde. That was a rather interesting conversation. Forcing grin didn't hide the genuine concern from Dion's expression. Soul flinched and twisting to face him. Not to say being blonde is a curse, just they're both blonde characters. That's kind of a tough score to settle between two brothers, right? They both have to be the same blonde. Soul attempted to hide his feelings behind a small smile. How long have you been standing there, brother? Oh, who knows? Silence drifted between them for a moment. Dion sighed. I'm glad that you're finally being honest with your feelings. Aura was right about what she said. Soul's smile faded as his gaze drew to the window again. You have the right to decide because that's what you want, not what everyone expects you to do. That's rich, brother, coming from you. Dion flinched as if Soul's words were a physical strike. They're back at it again! Punching each other's characters directly into the gut. He hadn't heard Soul speak this way, his voice cold and distant. After all, you did whatever you wanted to do, leaving everyone to pick up your responsibilities. Soul, I never wanted to burden you with being the heir. How can I believe that when you've done nothing but drop responsibilities onto me for 7 years? Dion went quiet, his face and posture tense with conflict. He looked at Soul with pain streaked through his brown eyes, as if he wanted to tell him something, but no words fell from his lips. Soul closed his eyes, sighing as he touched his fingertips to his forehead. If I turned my back as the heir, father was going to marry off gold to a man of his choice. Wouldn't let him do that to our sister. Dion's lips parted, his brown irises now tarnished with shock. Now, the impossible thing that you gotta piece your head around is that this family was pronounced dead a decade ago. Like, yeah, they were under the curse for 7 years, but they were not in a good place before that. Y'all don't have an aristocracy anymore because everyone knows that you all disappeared for forever. Just saying, we're in a weird situation. You guys can kind of play it however you want. Just saying. Shame and anger flushed over Dion's cheeks, but he hedged his response. Soul, our father wouldn't go through with that plan. How would you know? It's not like you were around to protect gold from father. Ooh, snap. Soul opened his eyes and stared at Dion from the side, brow furrowed with annoyance. It was unsettling for Dion to see Soul angry after so many years of pretending he didn't know Soul's smile was fake. Especially when Dion knew Soul was never told what really happened. The real reason why he was removed as heir. Dion shrunk where he stood, sadness washing over his face. Why? Why didn't you talk to me, Soul? Because I can trust that my older brother will be there when I need him. Dean looked up at Soul, pressing his lips together. Now kiss, you two. Just kiss. It's okay. There was so much he wanted to say, but the words wouldn't form. They were stuck in his heart, a dagger that he'd carried for years, but still could not dislodge. As a sigh deflated his chest, Dion bowed his head and excused himself from the room. It's a weird breath coming from his chest. There was like a knife metaphor before that. Kind of funny imagery, I don't know. Soul didn't stop him. Bye, brother. Out of here. Keeping that heart locked. Title card doesn't lie. Welp, ever since that day, and eons have passed since, I am now an old lady. Soul and Dion had never said a word to each other ever again, and we all died. The end. Soul threw his attention into his work. Dion just disappeared for hours on end. Occasionally they would show up for dinner at the same time, but never said a word. Made the room very uncomfortable. Kind of jerky. Silence only broken by silverware clinking upon dishes. I couldn't help wondering what happened between them after I hastily left that day. Then there's that curse. Still ain't broke. So confused. There's way too many things to think about. I sighed, flopping down onto my bed. Sheets gave a loud poof before settling into the piles of wrinkles around me. The details in this story are so good. They're so good. It was tiring with all these complications, yet not a single idea to make things simple again. I should sleep. Let's nap on it. Look around me. All of the world around me is black. Hello? Am I dreaming? Hello? Aura. Whoa. You must be Goldilocks. Spinning around, I noticed a tall, beautiful woman that hadn't been there only seconds before. Her long blonde hair shimmered with light and her hazel eyes sparkled. She looked young, but I could tell she was many, many years old. Her body was covered by a ragged cloak and old clothes, which didn't suit her beauty at all. There's that bear, too. Just to be sure, pinched my arm, just like, ow! Didn't hurt. I feel nothing. Hello, Aura, do you know who I am? Shook my head. I did not recognize this woman at all. Try it, dear. Sure, you'll think of the answer. I tried to think of who she might be. Could be anyone, literally anyone. As I stared at her, I noticed a few teddy bears charms hanging off the belt that peeked out from beneath her cloak. They looked very familiar. Could you be?